Hello, the Pioneer viewers. Sometimes the truth becomes too powerful to be contained even by the iron walls of the Kremlin. Today, we'll talk about the growing collapse within the Russian army, soldiers refusing to fight, and the rising anger of the Russian people. Because now, it's not just about soldiers refusing to die on the front lines. People in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and many other cities are taking to the streets. If we look back at Russian history, we see that uprisings often ignite from a single spark. So the question is, has that spark already been lit? Let's ask the key questions. Why are Russian soldiers refusing to fight? What's really happening on the front lines? And most importantly, could the Russian people rise up against Putin in a major rebellion? Before we begin, a quick reminder. As always, we, the Pioneer team, are 100% real. None of us are artificial intelligence. No matter how advanced AI becomes, it still can't do what we do. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports. Also, we read your comments, share your thoughts with us, and tell us what topics you want to see on the Pioneer. Ready? Let's begin. In recent days, several captured Russian soldiers have broken down in tears after receiving humanitarian aid from Ukraine, revealing that they were forced into the war. Many say they were sent to the front lines without proper training, abandoned by their commanders, and have come to realize the meaninglessness of this conflict. Some soldiers released by Ukraine in prisoner exchanges have even stated they do not want to return home, fearing punishment or being sent back to the front. This represents a deepening crisis for the Kremlin. Desertions within the Russian army are increasing. Although official figures are not released, it's known that thousands of Russian men have fled to neighboring countries such as Georgia, Kazakhstan, and others to avoid conscription. Soldiers are not only rebelling on the battlefield, but also voicing opposition within the country itself. Reports suggest many have disobeyed their superiors and attempted to escape their units. So, how do ordinary Russians view this situation? At first, many citizens believed the Kremlin's propaganda. But now, a growing number see the war as pointless and recognize that Putin is leading the country towards disaster. Anti-war protests are spreading across major cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg. Demonstrators march through the streets chanting slogans like Putin is killing us. This is not our war, and give us our sons back. Mothers who lost their children in the war are now confronting the Kremlin directly. Putin, however, continues to suppress these protests harshly. In recent weeks, police have detained hundreds of anti-war demonstrators in Moscow. But rather than fading, public anger is intensifying. Russia has not witnessed such a large-scale protest movement in years, not even during the 2011-2012 demonstrations against Putin's rule. Western media report that Kremlin officials are deeply alarmed by the growing public unrest. Why is the Russian public so angry? The human cost of the war is certainly a major factor, but not the only one. The Russian economy is on the brink of collapse. Western sanctions have severely damaged it. Despite Kremlin propaganda claiming the economy is stable, the reality is far different. The ruble continues to lose value. Inflation is spiraling out of control, and people's purchasing power is plummeting. The middle and lower classes are especially struggling as food and energy prices soar. With many foreign companies leaving Russia, the technology and industrial sectors have taken major hits. Unemployment is rising, and young people see no future in the country. Many are searching for ways to leave. Even one of Putin's most loyal bases, Russia's elderly population, has begun to lose faith in him. Prices have skyrocketed, salaries have lost value, and pensions are being eroded by inflation. People are realizing that billions of dollars spent on the war in Ukraine are only making their lives worse. History shows that Russia's greatest social upheavals often followed wars. The Russian Empire experienced the revolutions of 1905 and 1917 after major conflicts. The Soviet Union weakened and eventually collapsed after the war in Afghanistan. So now the question is, could the war in Ukraine bring about Putin's downfall? According to British and American intelligence sources, Putin has reportedly delayed key decisions due to health problems and has been undergoing chemotherapy for some time. Some sources even claim that Putin occasionally uses body doubles. Observers note differences in his facial features and movements during recent public appearances. If these claims are true and Putin's health is deteriorating, a power struggle inside the Kremlin could intensify. If Putin is indeed seriously ill, who would replace him? Could a fierce internal battle for control already be underway? Putin's greatest fear is mass public uprising. That's why he has granted sweeping powers to police and intelligence agencies and has increased censorship on social media. Yet, if street protests continue to grow, even these repressive measures may not be enough to maintain control. So, what do you think? Could the Russian people truly rise up against Putin? How will soldiers refusing to fight affect the Kremlin's power? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every one of them. The truth always finds its way to the surface, and we, the Pioneer team, will continue to bring you those truths as quickly and accurately as possible.